Worcestershire and Sussex drew their LV County Championship match at New Road after more rain in the morning meant that the visitors had to delay their declaration. That rain meant an early lunch, with play not starting until 1 o'clock, with Sussex on 143 without loss and leading by 199 runs. So Chris Nash and Ed Joyce had to immediately go after the bowling. Nash had resumed on 69 and was soon racing along, here hitting Gareth Andrew for a 6. In no time at all, he'd made it to 98 and looked set to celebrate his 100th first-class game with a century, but he was then legged before to Moeen Ali. That ended an opening stand of 189, but Joyce, who started the day on 70, was still there and pushing on. Joe Gatting was promoted up the order to give the ball a thrash, something he did to very good effect. That was one of 4 sixes as he smashed 36 off just 11 balls. He was then caught by Matthew Pardo off Moeen, going for another big hit. Joyce was able to reach a superb century off 139 balls. He'd hit 11 fours and he reached 3 figures with his second 6, an almighty stroke. He, more than most, will have regretted the 44 overs lost on the previous day and the ones lost on this morning. Murray Goodwin at the other end sliced a ball from David Lucas to Mike Klinger after making 6. And Ben Brown gave Jack Chantry a return catch on 1, but Sussex still hit 115 runs in only 10 overs to declare on 258 for 4, Joyce going in unbeaten on 108. So that set Worcestershire a target of 315 runs to win in 60 overs, and after a slow start they lost Daryl Mitchell in the 10th over as he shuffled across his stumps to go LBW for 5. It soon became evident that Worcestershire were not really interested in the target they'd been set, although Klinger, in his last game for the county before the arrival of Phil Hughes, did play some attractive shots as he dominated a second wicket stand with Vikram Solanki. Solanki also made the most of anything on offer, as Steve McGoffin couldn't produce the spell he was looking for. Klinger has impressed in his short stint in the domestic game and may well want to return to these shores. He signed off with a 50, which was made off 82 balls, that being his 6th 4. He'd already assured that this match was not going to end with a Sussex victory. He looked determined to leave Worcester with 100 under his belt. He drove Monty Panesar back over his head for a 6, and then audaciously flicked McGoffin over mid-wicket for 4 to move on to 67. And that's where his time in county cricket, for now, ended. With the total on 97, the Australian got a tickle on a hook shot off James Anyon to be taken behind. Worcestershire still had to be careful that they didn't suddenly collapse to give Sussex a late dart at the winning line, and Solanki and Moeen made sure that that didn't occur as they added a quick-fire 29 runs for the 3rd wicket. Maybe they just began to fancy their chances of knocking off the 189 runs they still needed from 28 overs. That may explain Moeen's dismissal, as he gave Brown an easy stumping. James Cameron had to retire hurt early on after being hit in the face by Anyon, and then Pardo was legged before to Panesar. That left Worcestershire on 128 for 4 with 26.5 overs to go, and momentarily Sussex may have fancied their chances. They were thwarted by Solanki and Andrew, who calmly went about their business to make sure they hadn't suddenly left the door open to their opponents, who would have really fancied winning this game had the weather not intervened at crucial moments. After Andrew had made 27 and seen out 50 minutes and 14 overs, Michael Yardley decided that a draw was all his side was going to get. Solanki finished on 44 after batting for 2.5 hours. His side ended on 174 for 4 to earn the draw. Worcestershire will be pleased to have come out of this game with 8 points to Sussex's 9. That was enough to see the home side jump out of the bottom 2.